Hey there, Jazz. So today I want to break down the buy box. Now, if you are a beginner and you don't know what the buy box is, which is completely fine, I want to let you know that this video is the most important video you can actually watch because the buy box is the queen bee in the Amazon world. Without the buy box, we won't get any sales or any profit. Now, I will explain exactly what the buy box is, but if you're new to the channel and I end up bringing you any value, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, but most importantly, leave a comment down below and let me know what kind of videos or questions you have about Amazon so then I can answer it and make a video for you. With that being said, let's get to it. Now, what exactly is a buy box and why is it so important? Well, if you ever go on Amazon and you're looking for a product, you will see when you click on the product this rectangular box, and that right there is the buy box. Now, Jazmin, why exactly is this important and why is it the queen bee when it comes to selling on Amazon? Let's say that I'm the customer here and I'm about to purchase this product. Usually a customer, when they go onto this page, what they're going to do when they're ready to purchase is they're going to go ahead and click buy now. So what exactly does that mean? That means that this Amazon seller, Hype Things, it says right here, sold by Hype, they get the purchase. They are the ones who are selling this product. But guess what? With this buy box, there are other sellers that are competing to actually get this buy box. And if you look down here, there are 40 other sellers selling this exact same shoe. And that is exactly why winning the buy box, which is this thing right here, is what we're all trying to go after. So this whole video, the purpose of this video is to show you exactly how to win the buy box. That way you can sell products like hotcakes. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and break down what you can do to actually improve your sales and be able to win the buy box when you are selling on Amazon. On top of that, I'm gonna give you some tricks and tips that I've learned since I've been selling on Amazon and how I've been able to win the buy box. So I would recommend for you to stick until the end of the video so you can get all the points and understand why sellers get the buy box and why you most likely won't. And that way you can go ahead and continuously make profit when it comes to selling on Amazon. Now, you always want to have the perspective of an Amazon customer, as you most likely buy things from Amazon. And you know that there has been times where you always click the buy now instead of looking over here and checking who has the lowest price or which seller you would like to actually purchase this from. Now, when it comes to the buy box, the one thing that you want to remember is when you are selling a product on Amazon, the buy box is like the stock market. So like, for example, right now, if you look up the stock Apple, you're gonna see that it cost, let's go ahead and check this out. Apple stock. As you see with the Apple stock right now, it costs $124.28. So if you want to purchase this stock at the moment, you're gonna go ahead and buy it at that market price, which is exactly what's going on with this shoe. The $71.99 is the market price today. This is the buy box, this is the winner. So whenever you are selling a product, you're going to be looking at the buy box to see exactly what customers are actually purchasing a product today. So of course, the buy box is going to be rotating between sellers. Maybe someone's going to come here and sell it for $40. Others are going to come in and sell it at $70.99, trying to beat this person. So what exactly do we need to look for when it comes to the buy box? Because we also see that there are 40 other sellers here trying to sell the exact same shoe. And as you can see right here, this seller is selling it at $40.77, but you have to keep in mind, this is used, right? The new price right here is $70, and you're gonna see right here that it ships from Amazon. So that is also important because that is showing you that this person is an Amazon FBA seller. So like, for example, let's find one that does not ship from Amazon. Let's see if we can find one. They're all shipped. You see, here is a merchant fulfilled. They're selling it at $75. It ships from this person's house or warehouse. But as you can see, we had to scroll down to actually find this person. And that is also important when it comes to the buy box because you most likely will get the buy box from FBA sellers because those shoes or products are at the warehouse. And with Amazon, they promote Amazon Prime. They want their customers to use Amazon Prime. So when it comes to their buy box, you will see that that's why FBA's sellers are the ones who are most likely going to get the buy box, because Amazon is very customer centric. Now that you have a good understanding of what the buy box is, let me go ahead and break down some things that you can do as an Amazon seller to be able to actually win the buy box. Now, the first tip that I want to give you to win the buy box is to become a professional seller, not an individual seller. And let me just break this down a little bit for you so you can kind of understand why it's more important for you to become a professional. And it's because you're going to be building this relationship with Amazon. Amazon will see that you are paying the $39.99 instead of the 99 cents per item, because they know you are actually taking this serious. Now, let me put this in perspective. If you are doing the individual account, that means that you are selling less than 40 products, right? Because it would make more sense if you went to the $39.99 because you're selling more than 40 products, so it's a flat fee. Versus the individual account, if you're only paying 99 cents per item and you're selling less than 40 items, it makes more sense to use the individual account and not pay $40. So Amazon knows right there out of the bat that you're gonna be selling more than 40 products. This is a business that you're taking serious. So of course, they're gonna give you the buy box. Now with this Amazon seller, they're gonna see you as someone who's just using it as a side hustle, not really taking it serious, because you're not really selling as many products as an Amazon professional who does sell hundreds of products each month. The second thing that can actually help you to win the buy box is to mostly sell new products. Now, I did start off in 2017 selling used books, and it was really confusing at first because my books were selling and I was watching YouTube videos and I was buying it cheap, selling it cheap. And for some reason, even though I would send my books to the FBA warehouse or the Amazon warehouse itself, I wouldn't get the buy box, or I wouldn't have people buy my products or my books. And that was because I was selling used books. When you go to Amazon's page and you're looking for a product, you're gonna automatically get a new product. So for you to actually buy a used book, you would have to go out of your way to look for used books and try to figure out which one is the cheapest. So that is why it's more difficult for you to win the buy box when you are constantly selling used stuff on Amazon, because the customer has to go through extra steps on the buy box itself to be able to find your used products. So that is why it's more important for you to sell new products. And I know that there's going to be situations where you're going to want to sell used books, used items are collectibles, which is fine, but just understand that that is one thing that you're going to have to deal with, because customers have to go out of the way to actually look for things, whether it's collectibles or used, unless that Amazon listing actually is a collectible that is used. Customers don't go out of their way to actually look for it unless they're trying to save money. Now, the third thing that I've learned as an Amazon seller that helped me win the buy box is try to always be in stock. Now, as an Amazon beginner, you most likely will be restricted in many products, but the good thing about this is that you will have a certain product that you found that is actually making you profit. And the goal here is for you to always restock that product. And you know, when you're on your Amazon seller, Amazon will automatically recommend for you to have a certain amount stocked in a month. So you can have a ball game of how many you should have in the Amazon warehouse or as a merchant fulfilled. And the thing here is that when you are restocked, Amazon knows that you will be fulfilling customers' orders, and they most likely will give you that buy box because they know and trust that you will have those products ready for their customers. Now, if you're someone who is randomly just buying products and not restocking, they will kind of see it as someone who's not consistent. And the one thing that you have to know with Amazon is, yes, it's an algorithm, but you're constantly building this relationship with Amazon, because it is kind of like a business to business with Amazon, because they're giving you their platform and they're letting you get customers, but at the same time, they're going to be protecting their customers. So if they know that you are someone who isn't continuously restocking a certain item, they're going to give it to someone who is, someone who, let's say that you're selling gummy bears, they're going to give it to someone who has 100 packs of gummy bears in their warehouse, instead of someone who randomly has 5 each month, or sometimes 8, sometimes 12, sometimes 5. So just know that if you really want to take this serious, that if you're gonna find certain products, to try to restock them. And I know it's difficult, especially if you are shopping on Marshalls, Ross, or at Walmart, those clearance items. But restocking certain items that you know are evergreen, it is one of the most crucial things you can do to continuously win the buy box. The whole goal here is for us to make profit. And we just got to remember that there are some rules and some loopholes that we can actually do to be able to always make customers buy our products. And the fourth thing that can actually help you to win the buy box is to sell an FBA. Now, before you do come at me, especially if you are an Amazon merchant fulfilled, this is something that I'm not making the rules up. You saw that whenever you're looking at the buy box, if there are FBA sellers, they most likely will get the buy box because of Prime. And that just means that many customers are going to want to get their products really quick, and Amazon already has them in their warehouse. They already have trained associates that know how to ship and how to get that product directly to their customer on time. So this is something that you kind of have to understand when it comes to Amazon, that this is their brand. They have Prime badge and they want their customers to continuously use them. So when you become a Amazon FBA, you most likely will get the buy box because of Prime. And on top of that, if people don't have Prime, they still have the ability to get your product because it's at the warehouse and Amazon already knows that that product is there in their storage. And as always, I want you to understand that when you are an Amazon seller, it is a relationship with Amazon, right? You have this whole business relationship with Amazon, but they don't care about you and I. They care about their customers, which is completely their whole business model. They're very customer centric, and you have to remember that whenever you do want to either go into this or you want to grow, you have to figure out, okay, how would Amazon benefit from this and how would their customers benefit from this, right? So you selling a whole batch of like 60 tennis shoes versus someone who only has 5 at their house, Amazon most likely will use yours because they already know that you are restocking. You already have those items in the warehouse. So that means that they're going to want to create that business relationship with you than the person who is inconsistent and only has 6 every month, or sometimes not even 6. They're not even restocking or refilling their orders. The fifth way that you can actually win the buy box, which is super easy, is have a competitive price. Now, we all know that we're always going to be competing with each other, especially with the price. But the one thing that I do want you to keep in mind is when you are trying to win the buy box, try to win the buy box versus your fulfillment. So, for example, if I'm an FBA, I already know that my pricing is going to be higher than the FBM because of the Prime badge, but I'm going to be competing with those who are in the warehouse. So if someone is selling it for $21.99, I'm not going to bring it super down. I'm going to just go $21.97 because I don't want to play this game where we're just going until the lowest price, because we're going to be losing. And we all know that competitive perspective that yes, we are competing versus each other, but we never want to go lower than what we actually want to, because at the end of the day, the buy box does rotate between Amazon sellers and we are competing, but we don't want to lose any of our profit. And when you are competing with others, it's always about the little things that I've spoke about before. How often do you restock? Is your price the lowest? If so, is it matching the others? Are you consistent with the price and restocking? So remember that the buy box is like an algorithm. So even though you do build this relationship with Amazon, you are also building this reputation with the algorithm, because it just wants to understand who you are as a seller, what experience you've had in the past. Are you going to be selling it higher than others? If so, they most likely won't give you the buy box, because Amazon wants to be known as the next Walmart, the one that it has everything. It is the price is the best out there. So it's one of those things that you got to kind of remember when you are competing versus others. All those little things can actually either win or lose that buy box you're going after. And the sixth one, you and I have no control over this one, which is location. location. And that is one of the things that I wish we had a little bit more control over, but we don't. So what do I mean with location? Well, whenever you are an Amazon FBA, or even if you're fulfilled by merchant, meaning you're selling those products from your house directly to the customer, you will be competing with others that are closer to that person. For example, if I'm in Arizona and I am a FBA seller and my products are here in Arizona, someone who is trying to buy, let's say this a plant in Florida, I'm going to be competing with someone who has their product in the warehouse in Florida. So one of the things that you also have to remember is that is why Amazon, when you're shipping, they ship it to different warehouses, because that gives you an overall competitive advantage instead of just sticking to your state, because not everyone in your state actually will be buying this certain plant. It depends on, like for example, even food. Like there are some places like New York or places like Virginia where everything is spread out and there's not a lot of stores around them, that they most likely will have Amazon delivery. So it's one of those things that not only are you going to be competing with the people in your state, but you're going to be competing with people who are also sending those products to that warehouse. So that is why it's so important for you to continuously restock and try to remember that this is something that you have no control over. Just know that is why Amazon makes you ship products to different warehouses in different states, because they have an algorithm that understands where this product will sell the best and where it's most sold at. That way you have a competitive advantage with other people as well. And the last tip I can give you to win the buy box is to remember to always build that relationship with Amazon. And let me just give you two main points with this one. The first one, it is extremely important because when it comes to the buy box, it is an algorithm, just like YouTube algorithm, TikTok algorithm. There's an algorithm for the buy box. So they will most likely know how many sales you've had during that month or that year or that week. So the higher volume of sales you have, the better. And I want you to understand that it's not about the amount. Someone who makes $100,000 of sales versus someone who makes $50,000 of sales, but this one is selling 50% more than this one will get more the buy box because it's the volume, right? Amazon wants to know that you're selling a lot of products, and it has nothing to do with the money, because at the end of the day, they will be making money. What their whole perspective, or what I've had with my experience, is that the more products you sell in a month or a week, the higher your buy box chances are, because they know that you are trying to do business, whether you make $10 or $1,000. So volume of sales is one huge one. So finding a product that you know sells a lot, especially using software like Keepa, Jungle Scout, if you're doing online arbitrage, even doing wholesale, you want to use softwares that show you how many sales are going on per month. That way, when you are selling a product, you can sell it not based on only how much profit you can make, but also how much products you're going to be selling per month, because volume is huge in Amazon. And the second thing that you want to do to build this relationship with Amazon is to have good reviews and have not as many returns. Now with the returns, we really don't have much control over that, because especially with shoes, people order shoes and sometimes they don't fit, which is fine. Like I do that when I'm at the store. I'm like, okay, I'm an 8, but this is a little too tight, so I'm gonna go 8.5. So just know that with returns, we really don't have much control over that, but we do have control a little bit more on the ratings, and that is just basically how the customer receives their product. Now, of course, when I say we don't have control, because we do send our products to the Amazon warehouse, especially if you are an Amazon seller FBA. So many associates might either damage your product or tumble in and break what's inside. So they might leave you a bad rating, which is understandable, but just know that the higher ratings you have, the 4 stars, the 5 stars, the more the algorithm will be pushing your product in the buy box, because they know that you will be fulfilling and satisfying the customer's needs, or whatever they purchased is exactly what they're going to be getting, and it's exactly what the picture shows. So the one thing that I would recommend when you are sending any product to Amazon is make sure that your product looks exactly like the picture, the description. That way you don't have any issues with people coming back at you and leaving you a 1 star or even half of a star. So with that, hopefully I was able to bring you value. Please don't forget to hit the like button. It does help the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below. Let me know exactly what you want to see next, because I'm just here trying to bring you as much value based on my experience, and I'm still learning, so hopefully I can continuously bring you value. With that being said, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Jazmin Bautista, TikTok, Meet Jazmin. But always remember to always be someone that makes you happy.